First and 10. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Running back to his right. Standard pressure. Wilson going for it all. He's got Neighbors. And Neighbors catches his right touchdown. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How do you let that happen?
2 seconds later.
Let's see if I am salty or happy. Kick is up. And it is good. Why do I do this every week? I root for this giant team expecting something, anything to be different. I don't want to hear, what a game, at least we were competitive.
What a ball game, Cowboys in OT.
Losing sucks, which is what the Giants do.
That penalty field display.
9 straight to the Cowboys. In fact, I'm going to dive into the roller coaster that was this game, the range of emotions, and the pure pain that destroyed my soul. And all of that is coming up. Subscribe, we're very close to 400,000 subscribers, and if you want interesting videos on sports, you can hit that sub button. It's absolutely free. Now for the game. In a vacuum, this was a fantastic contest, but if you were a fan of either team, it was an emotional roller coaster that made even Tennessee Volunteer fans wince. The Giants' opening drive was marred with penalties from the kickoff to the last series of downs. Most of it was done by one guy, James Hudson, who is only out there because Andrew Thomas is still injured. Well, Hudson certainly made the most of his opportunity, let me tell you, by setting a record with 4 penalties on one drive. 4 fucking penalties. Unnecessary roughness, a false start, roughing again, another false start. The guy had more infractions in 5 minutes than Tyreek Hill in an entire offseason. Despite having more penalty yards than they actually gained, the Giants still scored a field goal, and it was clear this team was not going to lay down like the French in World War II like they did the previous week. Hudson was benched immediately and replaced with Marcus Embo, whose name was not called for the rest of the game, probably because it's too hard to pronounce. After a Malik Neighbors TD with 5:37 left in the half, the Giants took a 13-3 lead, their largest of the season, and for a brief slither of time, I actually had hope. Scooter is not doing well. Let's check in on Scooter. Then it all came crashing down, and the Cowboys answered with the score, and the half ended with the Giants up only 3. The second half started great for the G-Men. A pick got them into Cowboy territory. However, an awful series in the red zone ended with the turnover on downs, where Brian Dable and his genius turned down a field goal to extend the lead and instead called a pass to Cam Scattaboo, not a guy known for his hands. Wilson looking, throws. Scattaboo drops it. You fucking... Another penalty-ridden drive resulted in a 30-yard TD run by Javonte Williams, a series indicative of what you have seen from the Giants under Brian Dable the past 4 years. No discipline, failure to execute horrific strategy in the red zone, completely allergic to taking points when it made sense. After trading a few scores, the fourth quarter starts with the Giants down 20-16. And here's where Gotti versus Ward on a football field started. Wilson takes the snap, looking, throws the deep ball. Wan'Dale Robinson, caught for the touchdown! Let's fucking go! Prescott, shotgun formation, 2nd and goal, takes the snap, looking, throws, and that's a touchdown. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Running back to his right. Standard pressure. Wilson going for it all. He's got Neighbors. And Neighbors catches his right touchdown. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He caught him. How do you let that happen? Prescott from the snap, rushing. Ball's in the middle of the field. They're at the 50. Holy shit. They're going to attempt like a 68-yarder. Kick is up and through. And it is good. This play was unacceptable, leaving the middle of the field wide open in a prevent defense, knowing the Cowboys only needed 10 to 15 yards to set up the best kicker in the league is unconscionable. But this is the Giants. 64 yards, that's a chip shot against this snake-bitten team. That fucking thing was good from Ghana. Of course, the Giants blow it. This is what they do. Overtime was more frustrating than watching Adam Sandler as a serious actor in movies, as the Giants had a chance to win this game twice with just a field goal. And a hot take, Uncut Gems sucked. After a fantastic regulation, the cracks in Russell Wilson's glass slippers started showing. A fumble and then a 3 and out. The defense holds, and once again, the Giants get the ball back with a chance to win. Would my pain finally be alleviated? 4 years of waiting to finally flex on Scooter.
2 running backs, one to his right, one to his left, 2 receivers to the right, one to the left. Shotgun formation. Wilson takes the snap, looking, has a check down, has nothing, throws it deep to nobody, and that's going to be inter-fucking-cepted. You've got to be kidding me. And Prescott runs for 15 yards, and that's game.
Russell Wilson threw like the most beautiful arm punt I've ever seen in my life. That's incredible.
Fucking shit, dude. Here we go. This is the 10th straight loss to the fucking
Pig is up. He got it.
Game blouses. I had to sit through every possible second for a regular season game. And of course, after all that, my fucking team loses. This is the face of death, and it's very, very bald. Now for analysis. The good, Russ Wilson for 4 quarters was actually amazing. Like, he had me almost believing there is a benevolent God who loves the Giants. 30 for 41, 450 yards, 3 TDs. The moon ball was back, baby, and it was pretty until, of course, it wasn't. Malik Neighbors and Wan'Dale Robinson were absolute menaces out there. Leak with 9 catches for 167 yards and 2 TDs. Wan'Dale for 142 and a TD. Even Darius Slayton had 2 catches for 61. And Theo Johnson, who was awful last week, responded with 4 catches. If you're a Cowboys fan, Scooter, your secondary is leakier than an 85-year-old's anus. That is not a playoff team defense in any way. The bad. The Giants still failed to establish the run, and it ended up costing them eventually, especially in overtime. Their longest run was a gadget play in which Jackson Dart was put out there as a distraction. Nice chain, by the way, Jackson. Iced out to sit the bench. Off tackle A or B gap runs were shut down immediately, like Billy McFarland trying to put on Firefest 2. Despite forcing a turnover and regularly stopping drives, the defense still gave up 40 points. This is supposed to be the identity of this team, and in the 4th quarter, they couldn't stop a thing. Finally, the ugly. This team was unprepared, and you can point at James Hudson all you want for committing 4 penalties on 1 drive, but that's instantly the GM's fault for signing an undisciplined troublemaker to begin with. This is one of those rare occasions where you can blame Joe Shane directly and succinctly for failures on the field. That is a personnel issue. Now you have to look at Brian Daboll. 14 penalties for 160 yards cost his team, and guess where penalties come from? A lack of discipline, especially personal fouls for roughing, and a couple roughing calls were sus, but rabbit punching a guy after you get blown past on the line is unacceptable. Remember that sequence after the interception to start the half? That was the game, not turning that into points. Aggression means nothing if you don't score off a turnover. This Daboll guy is constantly gambling when he doesn't need to. He's like Ashy Larry. Take the points, win the game. Being up 6 and forcing the Cowboys to score a TD with 25 seconds left is a lot different than Brandon Aubrey having an opportunity to connect from essentially anywhere on the field. Like, the guy can hit from 80. In the end, the Giants still lost a game they should have and had to win. Pundits said, oh, at least you have to be happy you were competitive, but why go through all that effort just to come up short? This team still sucks, can't execute, still can't beat their division rivals, still absent when it matters most. It's like watching a relative constantly disappoint you when you both know they can do better. The Giants' reward for being competitive, an angry 0-2 Chiefs team on Sunday night. I'll be streaming that. Oh boy, I can't wait. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, please subscribe. Right now, we're at 397,453 subs. Hopefully, we get to 398K by the end of this week. I love y'all. Please subscribe. And don't feel sorry for me. Oh, maybe. Maybe feel sorry for me. A little. Fuck.